Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Bloop and a Blast podcast. My name is Big Sexy. His name is Hughesy. I'm the Bloop. He's the Blast. That's right. I got to say that. It's a pretty special episode. We've got a couple of guests. Hughesy, I don't know how you're going to introduce two of them, but go for it, mate. It's
You know
all
what?
up to you
I
now.
was just thinking about it, but my first question off the bat, if there was going to be a Bloop and a Blast, who would be the Bloop and who would be the Blast out of the boys?
Go ahead and say what you want to say. I reckon I'd be the Blast.
Look,
I-
I'm going to call myself Big Sexy.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, you know what, Lockie, we'll start with you, mate, because you answered first, and you did come out second. I did hear that, Alex. You came out first, 7 minutes early, mate. Welcome to the world. And then Lockie decided to show his face. Lockie, mate, like you've had a fantastic, last couple of years coming back into the fold and finding a new home down there in South Australia and playing with the Giants, mate. You had a hell of a year last year and probably a pretty whirlwind one for you after coming back, signing with the Giants, having a Helms Award season, signing, going back over the States, mate. Tell us a little bit about the last 12, 18 months.
Yeah, so it's been a wild ride coming back into baseball and coming down here and pitching for the Giants. But no, the thing that I really wanted to do coming back into baseball was just enjoy it and have fun. And the group of guys that we got down here are pretty cool. And mate, they're awesome dudes, mate. The staff, Tank, Gladdy, Tolsey, and all the boys. No, they're really cool, and it just makes it a lot of fun and enjoyable. Turn up to the field each weekend, and then whatever results have come from that, just put it down to just having some fun and enjoying it. So having fun, pitching good. I guess it's been a good couple of years.
Winning some games, having a good weekend, mate. It's been fun to watch you pitch, mate, and dominate and continue that success you had last year into this season. I'll come back to the Adelaide. We've talked about them a lot within this podcast, and we love what the organisation has done. Alex, mate, big leaguer, pitched in the big leagues a couple of years ago. Fantastic story, fantastic journey. Congratulations, firstly, on that accomplishment, mate. Not many players have done that in Australia. So to see you go out and perform, and I know I touched base with you a couple of years ago about it and congratulating you, but this is probably the first time I got a chance to actually speak to you, mate. So I wanted to make sure it's a congratulations to you, mate. You make your way back into your first, I guess, ABL season, which was crazy. Me and Sexy have been talking about it. I didn't actually know it was your first year in the ABL, and you've come back. You had a year off. Looking forward to diving into that a little bit deeper. But how's it been back pitching, mate? How's it been back on the mound? I know Brook Knight loves you, and I dare say I knew when I played him, I wanted to run through a brick wall for him. How's it been there in Sydney, mate? Having some success this season?
Yeah, got off to a bit of a slow start. Those first two starts not going as deep as I wanted to, but finding a groove now, settling in well. The boys are playing well. Brook, he's unreal. Definitely would want to run through a brick wall. Some moments when he starts talking post game chats and even pre game chats, he just gets the guys up and about. And we've got a good staff as well. Ox, JD, and Brook brought over Rick Knapp with him, and he's been awesome to deal with. Just a wealth of knowledge, tons of experience, and it's been awesome so far.
Mate, I know I'll probably jump in and steal a bit of Sexy's question, which I know he's probably dying to ask you, but you guys got to face each other a couple of weeks ago. How was that, firstly? Did you guys talk to each other before the game? What was it like post-game? And, talk us through it.
Well, you go first, Alexander.
Yeah, well, all Lachlan wanted to do the morning of our start was to have breakfast with my daughter. He's obsessed with her at the moment, so we made the trip out to Blacktown, near the lodge there where they're staying, and we had breakfast together and talked a bit. Not too much of a rivalry or anything like that. It was just a normal breakfast, and then post game we just had a few beers together, and it was pretty general after that.
Well, was it the first time you guys faced each other, or have you done it before?
Nah, first time. Never played, or we've done it in like scrimmage games and stuff, but like nothing as serious as the ABL.
Love that. Nothing as serious as the ABL. I love that. That needs to be a clip. Lockie, you had some straight up chats about this. Come on, mate. Like, let it out. Let it go.
I mean, well, obviously it's a pretty cool thing to be able to have a match up against your brother, and I mean, especially as competitive as we are. And yeah, it's just one of those things. As Alexander said, pretty cruisy breakfast in the morning, and then obviously went out there and competed against each other, and then a couple of casual beers after the game. No, it was about it. And then
Was the whole family there?
yeah, or mum and dad, our sister, her boyfriend. Yeah, basically everyone was there, and then the local.
I wasn't there.
Was there sides? Was there a side chosen by any of them? Were they just trying to stay Switzerland right in the middle?
No, they were pretty neutral when it came to the game, and then had local baseball club down there as well, a heap of juniors, and then a couple of guys that we grew up playing club ball with, and we known forever. So it was it was a really cool experience.
I got so many questions. Hey, just straight off the bat, I've got so many questions. Firstly, I need to ask you. So you weren't staying at the Rudy Hill RSL, Lockie? Is that you weren't, or you? Sorry,
I was staying at the Rudy Hill RSL. Yeah.
Yeah, goated, absolute goated place, especially if you love a punt, Lockie. Like,
I've got the Rudy Hill number 2 behind the Aqaba still. It's number
really?
2. It's close, but it's a number 2 in my mind.
Everyone still froths the Aqaba. Okay, I haven't been there, so I can't say anything. But yeah, anyways, Rudy Hill goated. Yeah, whatever. The second question I had is, mum and dad, like, do they do it? Can you tell when they're like, oh, you're both doing so well? Is it that vibe, or is it like, yeah, like, could you get anything out of them, like, as to say who they would tip as a favourite in this? Like, are they both just straight down the line? Like, I know we asked that, but there's got to be some tinge of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've got a favourite somewhere. Can you?
Yeah, I try and bait mum all the time and be like, oh, so you're going to cheer for Alexander this weekend and all this type of stuff. I'm like, oh, well, has he got you a Sydney jersey to wear and all that type of stuff? But no, they're pretty neutral, mate. They say stay in Switzerland. They don't cheer for either one. They just want, obviously, to see us both succeed and do well. And yeah, when I won up him on the first appearance. So we'll see what happens in hopefully we get to do it again this weekend. But it was a good experience.
Has there been some collusion again amongst the clubs just to get round two matched up yet?
I haven't said anything to Tank. So
yeah, I have no idea. I'm pretty.
We would love it. As baseball fans, would love that again. Or even, you know what, Championship Series. You know, that would be a hell of a
I was thinking that today, actually. I was like, the next time they face each other is the Championship Series. That was going to be my hot, sexy take. We're seeing Adelaide, Sydney. Because Adelaide got hot this weekend. Just saying. I mean, arguably, they got hot the weekend before, but whatever. We won't get into that. Alex, I've got to ask you, mate. So yeah, this is my next question. You guys are both pretty competitive. Did you guys play a bit of backyard cricket growing up? Was there any of that, or was it just always baseball? Like, what was the sport?
We definitely played a lot of backyard cricket growing up.
Yeah,
it was
perfect.
We had our grandparents live 2 doors down, and there was a cricket pitch. Like you could see the footmarks of how much we played. So yeah, there was definitely some fierce battles.
Was there a Mitch Johnson, you know, Mitch Stark, you know, like who or was there little left arm Chinaman
That's
coming
exactly
in?
What I was getting at, man.
You know, what was happening there?
Brain. Yeah. Who was fast? Who was offies? What were you, Alex? Like, what was your best sort of delivery?
Left arm fast, medium fast, I guess. Yeah. I wasn't blowing any radar guns away, but
I was like you. I was a left arm. I used to call it left arm cyclonic over the wicket. Just don't know where it's going to go. It could be anywhere.
Left arm poo chucker coming. No,
it was good shit. Just got to get on the actual stuffs. What about you, Lachlan? What were you? Did you have any little Chinaman, little offies or anything like that?
No, I was about the same. Bowl. Growing up playing cricket, I always bowl. I'd say pace, but in the backyard, I have been known to bowl some left arm tweakers a little off spin. So just landed in the right area. You just never know what could happen. So
love this, because this leads into my next question. Obviously, now that I am the third world's brother, thank you, boys. Appreciate that. No, not officially, like you haven't actually said it, but that's cool. That's all right. I'll just take it. I am coming to Christmas. So are we going to – I just want to know what I'm going to see in the backyard there as I go on to make a double ton at in the backyard cricket game. Nah, just tricking.
bring a helmet.
Sorry, Hughes, you can go back to your actual questions. I
was just gonna remind all our listeners that you're just a club ball player and
hell of a backyard cricketer, but mate, don't talk shit about that.
You are the glue to this podcast, mate. I will give you a prop from that one.
Thank you. Go back to your baseball questions. I'm cool. I'm just chilling here now.
No, I guess my biggest question to both of you, and I'll throw it to Alex first, as you're coming back this season. Mate, what does the future hold for you? I know you took last year off. Did you sit back and see what Lockie did throughout last summer after a bit of a break? You got a young family now, bought a house, all that stuff like that. What is, do you have some aspirations moving forward within your baseball, or is it more so just come back, play, have some fun, enjoy it, enjoy Australia? What does it look like for you?
When I first signed to play for the Blue Sox, all I wanted to do was just come out and be competitive. I didn't have that mindset of like I'm going out here to sign and go overseas again, because I probably wouldn't have you wouldn't pitch so well if that makes sense. Like that would be the only thing on your mind. So I just went out there with a mindset of have fun, be competitive. Pretty much the same as Lachlan. He gave me that itch back to get out there and play, and so just have fun at the moment and see where it takes me. Not locking in anything, not guaranteed to do anything, just seeing where it takes me.
I like that approach, man. I think that's great. Like it's just go out there, shove. Hey, if I don't shove, didn't shove. But you're not committing to say I'm going to try and get back to wherever. And clearly it's working. You're not performing terribly this season, but it had to be like Hughesy and I were talking about this, and I was like, man, we got to ask him, like, did seeing Lockie come out and shove last year, does that just make you go, nah, hold my beer, I'm coming back, I'm gonna teach him a thing or two. A little bit of that.
Yeah. There was definitely moments of watching him pitch. I'm just like, I wouldn't throw that pitch in this situation, and I'm like, far out, how does he get away with throwing heaters up in the zone? And I'm like, he's just I'm just like, fuck this. But
whatever you want to say,
I'm just like, can't handle watching this. I need to go out and pitch again and do something different, I guess. But yeah.
Mate, it's great to see you, to be honest with you, back. I've got another question I'll hold off for in a little bit. Lockie, with you, mate, going back to the States last year, having a solid season there with the Phillies, becoming a free agent again. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, free agent again. What is you look at? Like, are you looking to get back over again? Is you still happy? Traveling back if there's another opportunity that comes up?
Yeah, definitely. I've got been in contact with my agent, and he's doing all that stuff for me. So I've just got to go out there and keep pitching and have a bit of success and make sure my name's out there. Obviously, 28 next year. I only had one year Pro Bowl in the past 5 or 4 years, so kind of got to just keep pitching, keep my name out there, and see what happens. But no, as I said, got my agent doing all those things, so I'll happily go and pitch wherever. So anywhere.
You guys are still so young, and when I was looking at some Wikipedia trying to get some goss on you guys, I was sitting back on 27. You guys have got so much baseball ahead of you. Like, I have had so many conversations over the years about our senior national team and looking at it, and we always talk about who's available, who's not available. And one of my wish lists, in the upcoming couple of years would be to see both of you guys pitching for the national team together away, WBC in 18 months, I think the boys said last week. Is that something that you guys talk about, or is that something you guys look, I guess, ahead in the future?
I do remember sending Alexander a message when the schedule, it might have been the schedule, or whoever was in our pool for the next Classic in 26. I remember saying, I was like, all right, we're both got to be on this. Like we're both playing in this. So kind of just said that message, and then I don't even think I got a response, to be honest. So, that's as far as that conversation went. But obviously, it'd be unreal to put on the green and gold and represent Australia again with Alexander, and especially on the men's team. It'd be pretty cool.
And Alex, for you, mate, is that something? Obviously, Lockie threw into the bus there. You better be there now.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, I do recall that text message. That's definitely one of the goals for me, just to make my debut on the men's national team. Haven't done that one yet. And if it's in the future at the Classic in 26, it'd be unreal. To do it besides Lachlan, even better. So, yeah, it's definitely one of the goals.
I love that. It's just crazy. It's like this guy's pitched in the big leagues, hadn't pitched in the ABL before, hadn't pitched on the men's national team. Like, hey, what are we doing?
Mate, it was too good.
Gunslinger
was
too good out from nowhere.
Too good for the ABL, I reckon. He said, no, I'm too good for this.
No, I love that. That's awesome.
So who out of the two, I guess, diving into a few more questions. I know Lockie loves to punt and stuff like that. He did say he's a better punter, but he had a bit of a tough weekend with the boys. What are some of the things that people might not know about you two guys? Like he said, he's pretty private. Seems like Alex is too. He's like, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'll go first. Yeah. Pretty private, not too much. Nothing to hide, no secrets or anything like that. Just enjoy a punt with the boys down at the pub on Saturday afternoon when we can. And we've had a couple of shares in racehorses in the past, and don't mind a game of golf here and there, and that's about it. Yeah.
Obviously, those horses haven't done any well because you haven't mentioned their names.
I think they're show jumpers now or something along those lines. So
still running,
good. Yeah.
What about you, Lockie? You got any secret talents, secret skills that we
No.
don't know about?
No.
Ping pong national champion or something, mate? I don't know.
Runner up. Nothing really. It's pretty low key, pretty casual. Same as Alexander. Game of golf, couple of beers with the boys in the afternoon, just hanging out. Nothing.
Here's a good one. Who's got a better handicap?
That would be me.
Yeah, Alexander's got me. I haven't played golf in a while, so I'd be a little bit rusty.
What are we playing off, Alex?
The last time I had a handicap when I had a membership at a club was 13, so not too bad, but could have been a bit better.
You got no time for that now, house, kid, ABL,
it's
no
been
chance
a
to
long
play
time.
golf.
It's been a long time.
How's it different now? Like obviously with a kid family, then a couple of years ago when you were obviously with your partner and all that stuff like that. Life's a lot different for you this time around when you enter back into the baseball. Well,
yeah, it's very different. You're just not thinking about yourself in situations. You got to you got my wife Chelsea and little daughter Parker to worry about as well, and everything. Once I leave the field, it's all about them. So bad game, good game, it doesn't matter. Once I leave the field, I'm a dad and a husband. So yeah, that's what life's about now.
Are they enjoying the journey now, mate, that you're back playing?
Yeah, they're loving it. I hope they're loving it. Dragging them around to Sydney most weekends, and they're coming on a couple of trips in the new year. So it'll be good to have them around.
And how's Uncle Lachlan go? Is he good? Is he a good uncle, or is he brought some nice presents for Christmas? What's he like?
I don't know. I don't know about the Christmas presents, but I know he's yet to change a nappy. He was quick to palm that one off. But
palm that off, mate. Yeah. Unless it's your own kid, no changing nappies.
Lucky,
not gonna happen.
Lucky, my niece turned 13 last week. Couldn't even get a shout out in because Hughesy was giving a shout out to his old man. So that's fair enough. But mate, I never changed a nappy. I was palming that stuff off all day. So all good, brother. Keep it up.
I was back in Perth last week. My sister's had a little daughter, Eden, and it came around. I first got there and had to change a nappy. I went running. I was like, no chance on this at all.
We're not doing that.
Nah, not doing that. Lockie, mate, I guess, you mentioned before coming on the podcast, there's so many similarities between you two. Both left-handed pitchers, both signed professionally. First twins to do that coming out of Australia. I do a bit of a funny question. I do remember you boys up at the academy many, many years ago. We had a bit of lip. It was always good fun. I was the coach there. You were just a couple of young whippersnappers running around and trying to freaking annoy the shit out of me, which you guys did. There was plenty of banter. There was plenty of confidence coming out of both of you guys. There was no, there was huge reasons why you both signed professionally, and Lockie, you signed first. And went over to the Twins. I think I've got down here in 2014. And then, Alex, you signed the following year. Now, tell us a little bit about how it all came about, and Alex, especially you signing in that second year.
Yeah, obviously Lachlan signed first, and I was very jealous at that time. Just had that year in between, finished high school and wasn't really doing much, just training besides baseball, going to training in Sydney twice a week at New South Wales High Performance, went up to the academy, got some interest there. And then we had to fly out for the Under-18s World Cup to Japan. And I think a couple of days in, ended up signing in Osaka, Japan for the Orioles. So that was a memorable one. Pretty cool.
Is there any truth to the rumour, and I probably already know the answer to this, that when you signed, did you say to the scouts and to the club, hey, just give me $1 more?
Yeah, I did say that. And I think Wardy just slipped me $1 coin after I signed or something like that. Can't remember now, too long ago. But I definitely do remember saying I want $1 more than Lachlan. So.
Yeah, what a great man. Brett
That's
Ward
awesome.
He's a massive fan of Australian baseball, been huge for the game, signing plenty of guys. Do you still stay in touch with Wardy? You speak to him ever?
Not as much as I used to. It's kind of gone away from keeping in touch. But I know he's still. I know I've seen him a couple of years ago around a baseball field, and it's like nothing's changed. He always great and says hello. It's always a good chat. So
yeah. And Lockie, for you, mate, with your career, I know it was probably a few injuries along the way while you were over in the States, mate. Pretty, tough battling through that. How'd you go getting through those times, I guess? You had a lot of success over there. Unfortunately, didn't get to the big leagues. I still think there's a bright future. As I said, mate, you guys are only 27. There's plenty more baseball to play. Does that drive you at all to get back, pitch, make it to the big leagues?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like after I got released from the Twins and then had my couple of years off, I definitely felt like I still had obviously a lot left in me, and then that drive to, man, like I was over there, had a couple injuries, I was and then obviously COVID kind of derailed that. So yeah, obviously want to get to the big leagues. It's still a dream of mine ever since I'm a little kid. So yeah, been just keep pitching here in Adelaide. Hopefully, get another contract, another opportunity, and see what happens. But I'm, as I said, the dream's still there, and as long as I can keep throwing, I'm gonna give it a red hot crack. So.
No, awesome, mate. And I definitely think there's plenty more left in the tank, as I say, for both of you guys. Alex, take us back to that call, man. Talk us through how it all came about, getting called up to the big leagues. Where were you? And I guess, who'd you call first?
It was a funny story. I got a call. I was still sitting in the clubhouse after a game. It was a bit later. Guys had just dipped out real quick, and there was a couple of us just hanging around. Got a phone call from the pitching coach saying, "Hey, could you come back to the clubhouse?" And I'm just like, "I'm still in the clubhouse. I'll meet you down in the office." Got into the manager's office and said, "Hey, congratulations, you're going up to the big leagues." Wasn't really expecting it. I wasn't throwing that great at the moment, or at that point in AAA. Called mum first and FaceTimed her, and tears started from her, and then I think I called Lachlan, and a couple of choice words were said. And then, next thing I know, went back to the hotel room to pack me bag, and 4 o'clock rolls around, getting a shuttle to the airport, and on my way to Buffalo, New York, to debut against the Blue Jays. That COVID funny time, Blue Jays were in Buffalo,
Mate, I can't believe Lockie was your second phone call. Are you kidding me with that?
Oh, I mean, I had to call. I think he might have been third. I think I called me Chelsea, my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. So I don't know what the order was. I was a mess myself. So
could have been first.
I think he was. I know he was top 3. Let's just say
that's okay. Top 3 is all right. Top 3.
You should have known, Lockie. Do you guys not have that ESP, that twin thing, where you're like, oh, Alex is in the big leagues?
No. I think that's just a myth, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right. Well, did you have any questions? Did you want to do the trivia thing, Hughesy? Did you have some?
Mate, I've gotten through most of the ones that I've written down.
Right. Did you have any stat-based questions that you wanted to ask the boys to see who knows the other one better?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So one thing you'll probably know if you've watched this podcast at all, boys, I don't do any preparation. Hughesy does it all. I just show up and talk shit.
But mate, I've got stats down here.
He's got all the fun stuff. So I was just furiously typing away here. We're gonna ask some questions to see who knows the other one better, to see if we can work it out. All right. So Alex, this first question is for you. All right. And we'll just start with an easy one, all right? How many innings has Lockie pitched this season? Innings pitched.
I'm going to say 26.
Oh, he's bang on the money.
Shut up.
Bang on the money. Well played, all right. Okay, fair enough.
I got it right.
That's pretty good. Yeah, he's right. He was right.
Incredible.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Lockie, do you know how many innings you've pitched this year?
I knew how many I've pitched, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, okay. That's cool. Lockie, how many strikeouts has Alex got this year?
Oh. Well, not as many as me, so...
That is correct.
That's
not the answer, though.
I reckon I'm going to say mid-20s. About 24, 25.
So we need 24 or 25.
We'll go 25.
Fucking bang on.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. 25 strikeouts, bro. This is wild. Here we go. This is good. This is a good game. All right. So here's a fun one. Here we go. Alex, how many home runs has Lockie given up this year?
3.
Oh, he's bang on. He's bang. You boys aren't cheating, eh? You don't have your screens up there.
No.
This is unreal. 3. He's given up 3 home runs.
Yeah. I watch most of his starts still. So.
Do ya?
Yeah.
So do I. Watch both your starts, actually. But anyways. All right, last one. This is unreal. If you get this, I'm probably going to call foul and say that you've cheated. Actually, no, I've got a couple more, but another one for you. For you, Lockie, How many walks has Alex given up this year?
Say 7.
You're wrong. He's given up 5.
5. Okay.
He's actually given up less than you thought. So you obviously think he's more wild.
Well, I know he had a couple against us. I think he had 3 in that start, and I knew that.
He was just getting ready. He's just working his way into the season.
It's a little spring training outing in the first week 1.
All right. This will be a fun one. You ready? Alex, I'm just going to ask you, who do you think has... I'm going to ask both of you, who do you think has a better opponent batting average this season?
No, that's Lachlan.
Okay.
I've given up way too many hits for that.
Alex, who do you think has a better... Lockie, who do you think has a better opponent batting average this season?
Yeah, I'm going to say me.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, damn.
That was an easy one. Come on, mate.
Well, I was, it is what it is. That's all I've got. There we go. That was pretty freaky there until the walks threw in. But there you go.
He was close.
That was bang. Yeah, it was pretty bang on. There you
He
go.
probably had 3 against that outing. He probably threw him off a little bit, Lockie. I'll back you up there.
I think so, yeah. It's like uncharacteristic from him. So he's got to have at least a couple more. Let's be honest.
I've
Well, there you
got
go.
a nice casual one, all right? Just a little
Yeah.
bit of general stuff, okay? Lockie, what is Alex's favourite colour?
Oh, I wouldn't even know. I've got no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say blue.
They're not 5, Hughesy.
Bang on.
Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah.
Alex is just giving it to him. He's like, yeah, whatever. Just wrap this question up.
Didn't know the answer to that one. That was just you could have said no and I would have believed you, mate.
Alex, what do you reckon? Here's a good one. Here's one we could get in. You were talking before. Do you have any tells on Lockie when he's pitching? Do you can you see, he's going to throw that's his slider? Do you have any of that stuff? Do you see any tips and stuff? Don't give away on the podcast. We don't want to wreck the rest of this season. But just, do you have anything on him? Any inside word?
Not really. I know there might be some things that we've picked up on him from his first start, but that's insider knowledge, so we can't go there. So yeah, I can't. I don't really pay too much attention when I'm not pitching. So it's just I just sit back and relax. So it's not too much of
Do you
picking
give
up on things like that.
do you give the scouting report like this weekend going into it? We're like, yeah, this is what you're doing. Like, you probably said at the start actually. How's these guys just keep swinging and missing at fastballs up in the zone?
Yeah, no, I remember before round one, Brooke asked me what's Lachlan got, and I gave a stupid answer. I talked some shit a little bit, and, but no, pretty serious scouting report. Then yeah, I got him pretty good, I reckon.
We asked. Go ahead.
I reckon if I had an at bat, I think I'd be okay.
Have you guys actually ever faced each other just for shits and giggles in the batter's box?
Yeah, we've definitely faced each other.
And we did it during COVID.
Right.
Doing live at bats against each other.
Do you both bat left? Do you both bat left?
I hit right-handed, Lachlan hits left-handed.
My man,
Wow.
I'm the same as you. Throw left, hit it right. Yeah, I'm a Wells brother. Yep.
You do know just the minority in the baseball community.
Yeah, everyone wants to throw right, hit left, right? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah. No lefty righty combinations in the big leagues. Well, not many at all. So, all right. So, who is the better hitter, by the way?
Yeah, good question.
I want to say Alexander is for sure.
Actually? Or are you just being nice?
No, he was a better hitter. I kind of stopped hitting when we got into under 18s just to focus on pitching because I couldn't. I was like, guys are starting to throw a little bit hard, and I was like, no, I'm good. Well, I'm good on that.
What I'm picking up here is Alex is a better athlete. You know, he said he's a better golfer. He can hit
7
better.
minutes older.
7 minutes
big
older.
leagues quicker.
$1 more. $1 more. There's a lot of things landing in Alex's corner to be the better brother.
Lockie hates us now, Hughesy. Cheers. That's sick. Yeah, we're having the best time.
Yeah, I don't want to be on this podcast anymore.
Can't be probably the biggest smart ass out of the two. There's the next question. Who's the biggest smart ass out of you two? And I know this answer.
Right.
Yeah, Lockie. Love that.
Going back to when you were coaching at the academy, I remember distinctly chirping you to get in the box, and you never did it. And I was so pissed. I'm like, get in the box, Hughesy. Talking about shit, get in the box.
So 2 things would have happened there. One, you would never have signed professionally. And 2, your career would have gone in a different direction, mate. So you should be thankful that I never chose to step in.
Wow.
Maybe,
you don't have to take
if I hadn't got you, punched you, I reckon I would have got some more money maybe, but I guess we'll never know.
Mate, there's, I do distinctly remember this chirp, and I think I got told by Deebs, do not get in the batters.
As if you wouldn't have wanted to. You would have been frothing to get in there, I reckon. Give me a bat.
Do you know
shut
what?
This punk up.
In saying that, my career might have made a comeback when I took him off onto those cages out there in Queensland, you know. Who would have known? But no, it was some good times up there. Do you guys remember much? You guys still talk to all the boys that you got to spend some time with up at the academy?
I know we definitely like the guys. Even the younger guys in the Blue Sox team, we always talking about the academy and how good it was. It was the best I mean, it was shortened when I went, so I think I went 5 weeks once and then 3 weeks the other two, and it was the best 3 weeks, 5 weeks away, like just playing baseball, getting up playing baseball every day, and then hanging out with your mates. Yeah, so we do reminisce about the academy and how good it was and how fun it was. Yeah,
Boys, I had 8 weeks there. 8 weeks in the height of it. It was like
Was that
unbelievable.
back in the 70s or something, Hughes? Is that where?
73, back in 73. And, mate, like we had 8 weeks up there and it was just like beautiful weather. As you said, every single day is rolling out, having breakfast, rolling down to the field, playing some games, hitting some tanks, and then rolling back to dinner and rolling out the next day. And then, they always had a national team coupled with that. So I reckon one year I was away for about 11 weeks. And, it was. I'm very disappointed the fact that the young players of our generation now don't get that opportunity to do that in Australia. I know the program's gone in a slightly different direction. Like, that's probably my next question for you guys. Are you guys involved with, I guess, do you guys do any junior staff development? Like, do you talk to some players? Does anyone hit you up? Anyone you guys got coming through that you take care of?
Nah. Lachlan, you answer.
Yeah, no, I haven't really been involved in too much junior stuff, but some good couple of young kids here in Adelaide that are at training that have been a part of like the junior national teams who are pretty good. So, I mean, if they've got questions, I'm happily answer questions, and if I can help them out in any way, I'll give them some advice. But I mean, no, I haven't really been doing anything to do with the juniors, so.
Yeah,
Alex, anything for you, mate?
I'm a bit of the same. I know there's a couple young kids at the Belmont club that I play for, junior club. Just made their first under 16s national side, and a couple kids in the under 18 side. So, if there's questions to be asked, like if they need anything, like I'm always happy to answer or give them a hand even if it's just talking baseball. Like I'm always open for a chat. Like don't be too shy to come and talk to me. I love baseball. I love the game. So anyone who wants to talk about baseball, I'm all ears.
Did you sit down in the conversation with Travis Bazzana over the weekend? I saw he was in Sydney and had a bit of a meet and greet with the fans, and obviously had a few words to say.
I couldn't quite hear. I was on the training table at the point when he was talking, getting my post-start massage. So I caught up with him.
Put that in the contract.
Had a bit of a chat to him and asked him where he was at and what his future looks like regarding like big league camp and stuff like that. And he's shaping up to be, he's going to be a stud. I reckon. No, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He loves baseball and wants to help out the community back here in New South Wales and Australia as well. So, it's exciting times for him.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, you left me on red for a number of weeks, but Bazzana's left me on red for longer. So
hey, he's left me on red. Like
I reached out to him too, Hughesy. I was like, hey, man.
I even spoke to the baseball CEO, who, he's a good mate of mine, Glenn, and said, hey, you go talk to that guy and tell him to remind him who he's leaving on red at the moment. And
Hughesy, I just thought maybe like he doesn't like Hughesy. He's like, that's cool, I'll reach out. Nah, probably. Dude, his inbox is probably full. Let's be honest. Like he's probably getting hit up a lot in the DMs. But anyways, let's get out of Travis Bazzana's DMs.
Nah, I'm persisting. You know what? I'm going to double down and send him another one this week.
Hey, it worked. I called out Alex for weeks on the podcast, and finally, just funnily enough, when we were talking to Brooke, all of a sudden, g'day, mate. How you going? Hey, you're beauty.
I've got one last question for you, boys. Now, how many episodes have we recorded now?
48 if you include all the ones that we haven't recorded properly.
All the pre-takes and stuff like that. Yeah. I think we did 10 before.
This is episode number 13.
Number 13. All right. Out of the 13 episodes, how many episodes have you boys listened to?
I've listened to all of them.
Oh, Alex,
I was going to say, the only one I haven't listened to yet is Todd's.
Oh, mate. Todd's, we talk about all the serious stuff. Swifty,
Was Todd blowing up that we just cut him off last week? Did he say anything about it?
No,
I felt pretty bad,
He hasn't said anything to me, but I'll ask him at training tomorrow.
Yeah, just tell him that I love him. Like, I appreciate him so much. But we had so many issues with it, and then by the end we're like, all right, it's like
You know-
it's 1:45 in Hughesy's time, and I was like, we've got to wrap this up.
Mate, the best thing was when I went back to watch it, like when you posted it, Sexy, and he's just sitting there and he was so mad. And you could still see the video and he was like so mad.
Blowing up,
but on our screen, he just froze, right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't hear him or anything like that. So, no, that was a fun one last week. And you boys have been great and like, really appreciate your time. And I know everyone's always got a busy life, especially Alex, you know, got a little kid and stuff like that, mate. So we are
busy. He's got to play some punts. He's got to get
sitting back at Davo's house on the couch. You know, he's probably been feeding him some scotches as well. So
No,
Haven't
had
need to do your research next time for the punters club, Lachlan. That was shocking on the weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Are you guys in a punters club together?
Yeah, us two and a couple mates. Got a
Any
punters club
blokes?
going.
Any other blokes in the league or anything like that? There's nothing like that. It's just your mates.
Nah, just some blokes or mates from up here. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice.
Who's leading the year then? If you look back at winnings from the punters club, who's actually won the most?
It's Alex again, mate.
Yeah, it is. It's Alexander. Yeah,
It's a recent punters club. We've only recently started it up, and my first week, I think I had a couple winners, and they paid out all right. So I think I am leading the total so far. It is my turn this week, so pressure on again. But we'll.
Any tips for the lads at home and the girls at home? Any tips that you want to share with us yet?
I mean,
haven't looked.
anything
Haven't done
anything James McDonald rides at the moment is pretty handy, but he won't be riding because he got a suspension.
Yeah, I saw that. He got a big suspension, big clip.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research. I'll have to get the paper out tomorrow, I guess.
One last question, just because
I've got another question after yours.
Great. I was
So
about to wrap it up.
Don't send it home yet, mate.
All right. So, if there was somebody, you know, both of you guys, who has the better karaoke voice?
Ooh, great question.
Well, I'm in form, so I'll say me.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you in form? Why are you in form, mate?
No disrespect, Alex. You've won every other one, but I think Lockie's right. I think he is the better karaoke guy.
We had a little bit of a team outing last night at karaoke here in the city, and it was a good night.
Who was best on ground last night?
Ooh, I'm gonna say it was there's two, Nick Ward and Briley.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Sung a little bit of Creed. Got the boys going, but no,
I would have thought.
it was a lot of
I would have thought J-Mac would have been having a banger overnight. Like, given big weekend, big week, new record, got the girl.
Him and his missus, Caitlin, they did do a love song duet. It was romantic.
Love that.
But, it was just a good night. Everyone getting out there, having a bit of fun. Some karaoke and just a couple of waters. So a lot of fun.
Just stay hydrated, boys. Don't want to get a cramp. Hey, Alex, I've got a question for you, and Lockie, this is coming at you too, and even you, Hughesy. Not sure if I've asked this on the podcast. Alex, what's your go-to karaoke song? What's your go-to? The one song.
I don't have one because the last time I sang karaoke was on a bus, and I got told to go sit in the toilet for the rest of the bus trip. As you would know, rookie hazing in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Straight to the banyo. If you can't
how was the toilet for the next? How was the toilet, mate?
Look, there was me and another bloke in there for the trip because we both couldn't sing to save our lives. So we both got booed back to the toilet. So not great, but it was only a short trip from the airport to the hotel, so it wasn't too bad.
Done in comfort in the toilet.
Yeah.
Bloody hell! What about you, Lockie? What's your go-to karaoke song?
I did sing Wonderwall last night.
Yeah, it's a banger.
So we'll go Wonderwall.
Did you brutalise it?
I do have video footage.
I was going to say, is there video footage, and can we get it, please?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just put that through into the DMs.
I'm going to have a look at it first. I haven't watched it back yet.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at it first, and then if it ends up in your DMs.
I'm excited.
If there's no one swearing in the background or anything like that, I might even chop it up into a short. Hughesy, Hughesy, what's your
Nah.
what's your go-to karaoke?
I have the
Not a
worst
karaoke
voice, mate.
guy?
I would have been in the toilet with Alex. I'm shocking. And
That's terrible.
I run when like there's any karaoke or anything like that.
Really?
I run away. I just hide. I'll find another spot in the bar to go hide in, maybe the toilet, just to wait it out because, mate, I'm shocking.
We had a little pre-season do at the Shoe here in shout out to the Shoe bar in middle of Perth, and I showed up, and Hughesy will attest to this, boys. I don't get on the sauce too often. It's got to be a pretty good excuse to get me on the beers. I've had bigger Tuesdays than most of these blokes Saturdays, so I'm pretty old now. I like to just keep it chill. Anyways, I showed up. I was on the sauce, and you weren't here for this, Hughesy, but I got in, and the boys are singing karaoke. Pulled out a little bit of Tenacious D, a little bit of tribute, and even the barman. I turned around as a start and I gave it a little preamble. I said, "You're in for one now, boys." The barman looked up and went, "Oh shit!" it was on. I went on to absolutely proceed to crush the next however long that song is, mate. You got no idea. It's a banger.
So a little backstory. When Sexy moved over to Perth, I was like, "Mate, come play for us." I don't reckon I saw him have a beer the whole season last year. And when I got sent the video of him singing karaoke, leading into I was like, "Hold on a second, mate, you didn't have a drink for a whole year when I was there, and all of a sudden I leave, and look what happened." So
yeah, just gotta keep the boys on their toes. I think you don't drink, bang, come out and get hammered. It's easy. You just never know. Well, look, we'll wrap it up there. This has descended into absolute chaos. We appreciate you guys. This has been unreal. It's been one of my favorite bloody episodes ever. This is awesome. Anything? Actually, one last question. One last question. Here you go. I want to hear this. Alex, give me who you reckon. Now you've played both these guys. Who do you reckon's going to win out of the Aces, like a series sort of pick out of the Aces and Canberra coming up this weekend? And Lockie, I want you to tell me who's going to win out of Perth Heat and Brisbane Bandits.
Both good teams. Can I just go the old boring split?
Yeah.
Nah. That's when you watch us do our series picks. We're like, I'll go for a split. We don't know.
I reckon straight down the middle, 2 each. They're both quality lineups, good pitching.
Melbourne, Canberra, yeah. Both pretty good. What do you reckon, Lockie? What do you reckon about Perth and Brisbane?
At
Brisbane.
At Brisbane. Ooh, boombox. I'm going to say Perth 3-1.
Yeah, that's nice. That's edgy. I like that.
Brisbane are going to have your head, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. And then I'll add on to it. Beardsley gets 2 saves.
Oh. Okay. There you go.
Shout out to Beardsley. We roomed together for a little bit in spring training when we both were with the Twins. He's a good dude.
Great dude. Nasty, man. He's pumping 95, 96 I saw last week. Just power ball sinkers.
Well, on the juice gun at Perth.
Yeah, man. We're all about pumping guys up, not dragging them back down.
No,
hang on, wait, what? I might get out in the hill.
No, he came out and against us here, and he looked like he was throwing firm. So no, he's got some good stuff.
All right, there you go. So Alex has gone for the 2-2 split. 2-2, it's a ballerina. Love that. And Lockie's gone for a 3-1 for Perth. There you go. Lock it in, Hughesy. Write it down already. They're my tips. Yeah. We appreciate you guys for joining us, mate. We love it. This has been so much fun. And best of luck this weekend because guess what? Sydney's going down to Adelaide. And hopefully we get another little Wells Brothers reunion. It's going to be awesome. So best luck, boys, and thanks so much for jumping on the podcast. We really appreciate you.
Cheers. Thanks, boys.
No worries.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
And we're back. That was too much fun talking to the Wells brothers, both Lockie and Alex. That was awesome. I mean, first time ever, all 3 Wells brothers have been on a podcast. Myself, of course. That's awesome. So big thanks to the boys. And that was good fun.
I can't believe you asked for an invite to the Wells family Christmas this weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, man. Next weekend, is it? Wow. I got to book some flights. My mum's going to be upset with me. Let's look back at a round that was on round 5. Pretty wild one. Bit going on. We're going to dive through it pretty quick. We'll start off with the Melbourne Aces playing the Adelaide Giants. Melbourne flew down to Adelaide. Game 1 there, 6-0 in favour of the Giants. Our mate Lockie Wells just went out and shoved, gets the win there. That was on Thursday. Friday night, the Giants got up again in a bit of a fun 8th inning there. Our guy J Mac comes out and hits a nice little home run, a little 2-run shot there in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead for the Giants. So that was pretty cool to see. And of course, that was actually for him. On the Friday night, he tied franchise record with Stephen Welsh for Adelaide Giants home run franchise record. So that was cool. And then he come out the next day and hit another one. So now he stands alone as the all-time Adelaide Giants home run leader. So congratulations, J-Mac. And, of course, that game, they come out on the Saturday, and guess what? They won that too. Adelaide Giants. No one saw that coming. 3-0. And then, of course, the last game on the Sunday, Melbourne gets a win. So that was pretty interesting. So 3-1 there for the Giants. I get a point on that. Bit of a fun one.
Yeah, interesting game, that game 4 where Whitey came out, hit a lead-off shot, and that was about it. 1-0.
And that was it.
Game.
Yeah, held to 3 hits. So that's a bit interesting. We'll move into the next series of the round, a round of the series, game, whatever. You know what I'm saying, Hughesy? Come on, man. That was Canberra. They come over here to Perth to a bit of a fun sort of a series for me. That was cool. Getting in the booth on Friday night. That was a bit of fun.
How was it, mate? How was it?
It was cool. It was really fun. Obviously, man, Paul Morgan. Shout out to Morgs, who him and Danny Vaughan, longtime Perth Heat guys, broadcasters. They've obviously got Baseball's Best Mate, which is a good podcast that you should all go and listen to. Paul Morgan's an absolute pro, mate. Like I just said to Morgs, mate, I'm just here to help you. I was like, no one wants to like play off the back of you. No one wants to listen to a club ball guy giving insights or anything. I'm not Hughesy. I'm not anyone that's played at a high level. So I'm just here to have a bit of fun. And I did. And everyone was really great. So it was really nice.
Mate, if you were to rank yourself out of 10, what would you give yourself?
I could have been better. Definitely. I don't know, like 4, I reckon.
Don't do that.
I'll be pretty hard on my. No, I will. I definitely believe that. So, like, I was listening back. My headset, it sounded like I was pretty loud, but I listened back on the stream and I was like, oh man, I was quiet as hell. But yeah, like it was cool. One thing I have to say, the guys that do like Ballina, the guy that does it in Sydney, I'm not sure of his name. Obviously, Morgs, those guys, they know so much about like where these guys are playing and like the amount of homework that they come to the ballpark with, which is not my thing at all. I think we all know, man, this podcast, I do not come prepared. Amazing. So big shout out to those guys. They're just, next level stuff. But it was really cool. Everyone was so great. And probably the coolest part here was really like cool for me. Like I hadn't seen Jess Williams. I hadn't seen Hawley. I hadn't seen Kieran Hall. Will Sheriff. I got to run into those guys before the game. I hadn't seen them in ages because obviously they haven't been at club ball and all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool catching up with those guys. Got to meet Perko, the legend. That was really cool. So,
mate, Canberra played really well. Quick shout out to them. They did. Only giving up 6 runs for the series. They held Perth, a pretty good offensive team, pretty quiet.
Crazy.
So, it was a bit of the tail of the tape there. They pitched really well, and the Heat kind of struggled to get the bats going.
Khalil hit a moonshot to the top of the shed. That's pretty big territory, right? At Perth.
Yeah, well, I can welcome him to the big boy club. There's only a few of us that have landed balls into that shed.
The top of the shed, the spire.
If you were to rank yourself on that call alone,
it's dreadful.
It was dreadful, wasn't it? I was sitting back here in Melbourne going, come on, Sexy, give me a little bit of excitement. Yeah. Guys just smoked one. That ball's back and that ball's gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
After I said he's been on everyone's lips, I was like, and then I like popped myself as mid-conversation, like mid-sentence. I was like, this guy's been on everyone's lips. I was like, oh, he's hit a home run. It was so bad. And I was like, low-key, like, is Morgs jumping in? And then Morgs sort of did, and then I was just like, no, I got it. And then it was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Didn't do it justice, but he murdered a baseball.
Mate, next time you call it, mate. Hey, we live, we learn, we move on.
Hey, that's what I say though. Absolute 4 missed opportunity. But anyways, so yeah, a bit of a shocker there. Wogu hit an absolute moonshot as well. Come out next night, did the same thing. So those guys are swinging hot sticks. Yeah, bit of a shock there. Canberra comes out and gets a little 3-1 against Perth Heat. Anyways, we move on to another big surprise of the round. I mean, neither of us got Brisbane winning 2 games on our picks. So shout out to Brisbane, mad job there. Obviously, Wellesley sort of mentioned before. Hey, not the worst thing for them. They sort of needed a bit of a wake up call, I think. And you'd probably say that, wouldn't you? A team like Sydney, not just sitting back like they've won all these games. It is relatively a new position for them to be in, out in front there. But hey, not a bad mid-season little check yourself, dropping 2 games there to start off their series against the Bandits.
No, it was good to see the Bandits come out and play well and swing the basketball, pitch well, all that stuff like that. Take 2 games for them. I know we've been a bit bullish on them early in the season, been looking to see more from them. And look, they went out, split the series against the ladder leader in Sydney. So it was good to see. A couple of shout outs to Colin Wynn through 7 2/3. Only gave up 1 hit after pretty emotional week for him. He lost his nana, so condolences to the Wynn family. But he came out and pitched with some emotion, and it was really good to see him come out and dominate. But a special shout out to Max Durrington getting his first hit in the ABL. It was a special one, always one that you remember, and one that you can put that ball up on the mantelpiece next to Dad. So it's pretty special for the whole Durrington family to have that, I guess, achievement, and plenty more hits to come for Max over the next 15, 20 years in the ABL. So, good round of baseball. A couple of surprises there. But, we do move on to round 6, and there's a few things happening in the league.
I got a point, by the way. I got the point for Adelaide. No points awarded for Perth, Canberra, and no points awarded for Sydney, Brisbane.
Yeah, my picks have been a little bit suspect on the weekend.
Some guys
pick it up a little bit.
Some guys were throwing out some shade on the thing, like Hughes is the kiss of death if he tells you he's going to get a sweep. So, anyways, that's okay. That's all right. Let's move on. Round 6. We've got, as we discussed, Melbourne going to Canberra this weekend. Do you want to go first on that? That looks really hard.
No, you can go.
It's a tough one, right? Because, after Canberra's weekend, Melbourne, who are you going to see? Like, what Melbourne are you going to see? That's the question. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll go.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, bounce back weekend for Melbourne, 3-1.
Yeah, okay. Guess what? I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go 3-1 Canberra. At home.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've just gone complete opposite. All right.
I love that. That's fun. Yep. Yeah. Let's get it on. I've got a 2-point lead. I can play a bit silly.
Yeah. Quickly on that one. Melbourne had a tough weekend with the Bats. They pitched really well against them. They didn't score too many runs over the weekend. I don't see that happening again for the rest of the year. Not a chance that they go through a weekend. And how many runs did they end up scoring over the weekend? I've written it down here somewhere. 5 runs. That's just not happening again. I'll tell you that right now. Mark it down in the book. Not happening again.
Love this. Again. Where have you been? I thought Late Night Hughesy was my favourite, but this like straight down the line, Hughesy. Give it to me.
Yep.
Love that. All right. He's called it. Okay.
Yep.
Perth Heat, Brisbane. Perth Heat's going up to Brisbane. What do we got? I'll go first if you want. I'm going to say something similar. Like, it's got to be a bounce back weekend for Perth, or else, like, what are we doing here, boys? You know what I mean? I think you might see Perth come out. I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 Perth.
Okay. So,
and you can pick the same if it's easy. But yeah, go.
No, a couple of things to talk about this series. Same thing with Perth. Didn't swing the bats very well at all. Probably suffering a little bit of depth within their pitching staff. Will Sheriff, fortunately, has gone down. So I think a big piece to their bullpen. it's a tough time of year for Brisbane as they welcome 6 new players from the Taiwanese League. So there's been that turnover which they discussed. I think they had 6 players for the first half, 6 players for the second half. My big question when it comes to that is these guys are probably coming in that haven't had that many at bats clearly over the last 2 months, 3 months, right? So it's extremely hard to come into a league and just go straight into playing games. They might have been facing some live at bats and stuff like that along the way. So that's a big question mark to see how that plays out. And the other side to this is, and we talked about it early in some podcasts, was the team morale, the team camaraderie is something to watch there, to see, how they mingle in, you fast track and try to, a bit of a language barrier. I guess I'm guessing most of those guys will probably speak some type of English, of course. So yeah, interesting weekend for me in that one. And, they do have the leading home run hitter, which doesn't surprise me playing up at that ballpark. Sorry, that was Canberra. Wrong guy. Got the wrong guy. Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1 as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine's purely an emotional pick, to be honest with you. I really hope for a 3-1 from Perth 8. Bigger.
They need it.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah. They need it. And I know Brisbane are chasing some runs, but I think the club's in a slightly different position to the Heat. The Heat need to go out there and find a way to win three games. The boys, the big bats, need to come out. TK needs to get firing. Hawley and Bojo carrying that team. Bowser needs to find his swing a little bit. So there's a little bit there to play out.
Yeah. And, of course, the last series that we've got on the cards for this weekend is another potential Wells v. Wells matchup. Sydney going down to Adelaide. Who you got? Who you got in this one? This would be a banger series.
I think this one is the toughest one. Adelaide hot, playing well. We talked about them a lot. Sydney, a bit of a tough weekend for them. I mean, split series, but they're still sitting on top, right? So they're still way out in front. Everyone seems to be beating up on each other, and they've kind of just staying pretty steady. Once you get that buffer with a few games, you can afford a series split, and you don't lose much track of time, right? So, God, man, that much might be that split, right? Like I just think a split.
You reckon?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking split.
Oh, yeah, they got 2.5 games on the Giants, but this is a pretty good spot to, turn one on, right?
And once again, if one team goes in there and plays well and, either Sydney extend that lead, say they win 3 out of 4 and, they get an extra game up and a little bit of buffer there, or on the flip side of that, Adelaide come in and do a sweep and all of a sudden they're the ones up and running. So it's kind of getting to that time of year, 6 rounds in, or for the 6th round this weekend. It's one of those ones. It's just like, mate, a series sweep here or something like that. Like that's huge in the context of the season setting up. But I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh, I don't know because you can't even say this. So the week before Adelaide comes in and just Melbourne comes in and just goes right over Adelaide. Like what? Like no one saw that. And then this week Adelaide comes back. It's what are we doing? I don't want to say 2-2. I'm actually going to say Adelaide's vibing a little bit. And let's say 3-1 Adelaide. Let's go out. I want another game up on you. I want another point on you. Okay. 3-1 Adelaide. That's. I'll tell you what, those 2 series, actually all 3 series have so many great stories. Melbourne v Canberra is actually going to be a mad series. Like that's a low-key sleeper round. You need both of those teams to come out, and that's going to be a great series to watch. Perth v Brisbane, you're just not really sure. Like Perth need it, right? But Brisbane, hey, they took 2 against Sydney. And then, of course, Sydney v Adelaide. I mean, that's the main event, but the others can't sleep on them. So it's going to be exciting. And the standings, I mean, yeah, Sydney's got 2.5 games on Adelaide. So Sydney, Adelaide, Canberra, Melbourne. Melbourne's 3.5 games back, and they're 9-9. So they're back there. Perth's a few more now, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun leading into Christmas.
It's going to be tight race this year. Some of the probably guys that I've seen, swing the bats pretty well throughout the year. The top kind of hitters that I see, obviously we talked about Perko, he's hitting 400. Only guy hitting 400 that's been playing, he missed the first series. He's got 5 bombs, 14 RBIs. Probably the next guy, your guy Dizzler, 320, 6 bombs, 13 RBIs. I got to screw this one up. Brisbane Bandits catcher, which I'm guessing he's probably gone back to Taiwan. Hyung Chang. I'm guessing he's gone now. But one of the guys that I do have to give a shout out to is George Khalil, who's made the move down to Canberra. He's hitting, was he at 333? He hit another bomb on the weekend, driven in 10 runs. I think that's pretty solid production for where he's hitting in the lineup for a pretty strong Canberra cavalry. And what else we got here? Who am I missing? That's probably the guys, right? That's probably where I look at the offensive guys. Birdie was being a little bit quiet, so expect him to pick it up a little bit. He's probably a guy I know that is a vet. He's been around for so long. I'm sure he will bounce back too. So there's my pick of offensive player to click this weekend would be Greg Bird.
Hughesy's pick to click. There we go. We've got ourselves another little segment. Just another thing for me to chop it up. We didn't have any correspondence on Club Ball Heroes, but I did hear a pretty good chirp that I've got to tell you.
Fill me in.
I didn't tell you this off air. It was pretty funny. So Morley played Perth. We spoke about it a little bit. I don't know if we spoke about it on air or not, but it was quite a heated game. Morley coach, Dan Cav, went out and someone from Perth shouted out, they said, "You make Hughesy look like a good bloke." Which is, come on, Hughesy, that's pretty funny. It was pretty good. Like, looking back on it, I was like, that's gold. I can't wait to tell Hughesy. So, bit of that Morley Perth rivalry, bro.
There has been for a long time, even before my day. I kind of got bred into it when I started playing for Morley. It was just the fact that any time you played Perth, you basically went to war, right? It was just like
it was like it.
3 hours of a game, 9 innings, you go to war. Whatever happens in the game happens. There's always a big seesaw. I remember, big Stephen Tope going at it, me and him going out for many times. The rivalry there is strong and continues to be strong. We sit back after a game and enjoy to have a few bevos together and shoot the breeze. And, that's one thing I think over the years that we've been able to do between Perth and Morley. There is a mutual respect there for each club and the players and the fans from each side and everyone involved in the club. So, it is always a little bit chirpy. And I did hear there was a little bit of chirp.
I had to tell you.
Little bit more chirp. Sometimes some of the chirp can get taken out of context and probably a little bit too far. But it was apparently, from all reports, pretty good game. Shout out to Morley.
I extended my hit streak.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh God!
What? Just a soft single, or like was it line drive?
Took a little slider into the gap, into the hole.
Did
you?
Did you
scored an RBI? Got an RBI too. What up?
Into the gap, like for a double, or was that?
Nah, just a little single. Just
a little
between
single.
Between shortstop and third base.
So what you're saying is you're just doing enough to hold on to your position.
Well, I played a bit of right field, Hughesy.
Do you?
Didn't drop a ball. What do you want from me, mate?
Couldn't
go
be
out and get 5 hits. It's not happening.
You couldn't be any worse in right field than you are first base. So they're probably trying to hide you out there.
Sorry, mate. Haven't made an error all year. Still in line for a Gold Glove. 4-game hit streak. What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
Has any balls actually been hit to you?
Heaps, actually.
Oh.
Since you left, I've been defensively unreal. I think I had the yips when you were around. I was like, gotta try and be good for Hughesy. Nah, all gone, mate. The gloves are off.
Can we just do a little shout out? I know this has been the Wells Alexander v. Lachlan episode, but I did just pull up the stats, and we haven't spoken about the pitching. Just a quick one, because I know everyone's probably sick and tired of listening to us. But Alex Wells, right, 3-1, 1.3 ERA, 27 innings pitched. He's only given up 4 earned runs, punched out 25. Lachlan Wells, 3-0, 2.42, 26 innings, right? A couple less hits, 21, giving up 7 earned runs, right? So maybe a little cut up of a poll of who's the better Wells brother this week for you, mate.
Yeah, not mad at it. Like, it is interesting looking at their stats. You're right. Like, yeah, Alex has just come along just quietly. It's like, yeah, I'm a shove. Yeah,
That's
I think
mate,
Lockie had one bad start. He had that one bad start where he gave up a few, and the rest like has been pretty good since then. But like, yeah, I think it's just.
How
I'll
good
talk
are
to him
those
about it
numbers?
at Christmas.
How good are those numbers though from those two guys? That's great bounce back year for Alex. Okay, he pitches out a pretty pitcher friendly ballpark there in Sydney, but I mean, mate, that's to only give up 4 earned runs in 27 innings and 2/3. That's great numbers. Great numbers from the boys, and we had a blast having them on the podcast tonight. Not much baseball was spoken about, a lot of other stuff, but we love that here. So
we mixed in enough to meet the quota. Bit of a baseball podcast. So there you go. Look, as Hughesy said, we have had a blast, but if you want to catch up on some more of our content, why don't you hit up at Bloop Blast Podcast? We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, obviously. And our new one is, of course, TikTok. Hughesy said to me, hey, mate, you've got to get on the talk. Apparently all the kids are on the TikTok. There's heaps of views to be had. And last I checked, we've got 2 followers, Hughesy, so we're doing well, mate. We're doing good. But
here's me not ever
getting on TikTok.
Ever been on TikTok in my life, ever.
Yeah.
And here's me telling you to post our videos on TikTok.
Yeah, so. get your videos on TikTok. Yeah, right. Fair enough. No, that's cool. But hit us up at Bloop Blast Podcast everywhere except for Twitter. Next week I'll have to promote a Twitter account, no doubt. That's cool. We're not on LinkedIn.
I'm just going to start posting. I'm just going to start posting on Twitter and LinkedIn from the personal one. What do you reckon?
There you go. No, we appreciate you guys, and make sure you do. Hey, wherever you listen to it, like I say, every week on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, we appreciate you leaving a little 5-star review. It really helps us gain a bit more traction. And each week we're growing and growing and growing, and we appreciate you all for coming along on the journey. We're 6 rounds in. It's nearly Christmas. There's lots happening. We're we're shaping up to be a pretty good season, and of course, we're going to have some fun along the way. So we'll catch you guys around. Like I said, hit us up on all socials. Send us something for Club Ball Hero. That's what we want to talk about. We don't want to just talk about our club. Like I'll keep talking about Morley if I have to, but hey, hit us up. Let's send us a bit of Club Ball Heroes next week, and we're going to be pumped to pass those stories on. We appreciate you. Hughesy, anything else you want to say, mate?
Nah, good pod tonight, mate.
Good pod. It was fun. Awesome having the Wells brothers on. We appreciate you guys, and good luck and have fun. Here we go. It's round 6.
Going back. This ball